Welcome back, everybody. Mitchell Bouchard here, and I will be your host for today's episode. Today, I'm going to talk about 5 golden opportunities in the sports card world. So what are these golden opportunities? Let's start it off with number 5, saving dollars and learning more. Why is that so important? Well, number 1, if you have no money, you won't be able to do the next 4 on the list. I really recommend that you start putting dollars off to the side. I'll give you an example. So just recently, I was able to pick up a few investments, and that only happened because I was able to set aside enough cash and have cash on hand to be able to make those purchases. So I really recommend that when things come up, especially for the next couple tips or the next opportunities that I'm going to talk about, I really recommend that you have cash on hand. So think about that. This game is all about being ready. And by the way, we're not telling you to pick up any of these cards. We are just suggesting, and this is what I'm doing. Like, full transparency, this is exactly what I'm doing. And it's not just to pump certain players or certain cards. This is what I believe in. So I'm not buying this even based on just stats alone, population reports. I am seeking these opportunities because they make sense to me. I understand them. And I'm like 98% sure. The other 2%, let's leave that to chance. So for number 5, why am I saying save and learn? Well, you need to gain more knowledge. You have the opportunity now to learn. Even if it's a half hour every night, start learning more. Watch more of our content. We also have a Udemy course you can check out and understand how to collect and invest as a beginner. And we also have free content on YouTube, so maximize that as much as you can. So number 4 is going to be acquiring vintage hockey. And a couple of players that I'm just going to name right off the bat. I've been picking up as many Jagrs as I can. I recently picked up a PSA 10 Jaromir Jagr, and I know the population report is a little bit high in PSA. However, Jaromir Jagr, he's got the second most points of any NHL player, and he's still currently playing professional. This guy doesn't quit. He played with the great one, Mario Lemieux, who is arguably one of the greatest goal scorers of all time. And we're going to see other players, potentially reach those points numbers, but I don't know if anybody's going to be able to break it in modern era. So in my view, I think Jaromir Jagr is going to stand as one of the greats, if not one of the greats right next to Gretzky for a very long time. And the other opportunity within hockey is going to be the ability to get some Wayne Gretzky cards. And I know they're expensive, they're still expensive. You're talking the most dominant athlete of almost any other sport. Jaromir Jagr is number 2 in points. Gretzky has way more points. He had way more assists. In fact, I believe he doubled the assist of Jagr. So Gretzky is the king of hockey. Nobody is going to catch up to him, in my opinion, unless a player plays for 30 or 40 years. He has done things that is going to be arguably impossible to break in modern hockey, or even if we have hockey with COVID in the future. So that's just one thing to think about. My thing is, I really believe hockey is going to explode in 2021 and possibly again in 2022. But I think this is the year for hockey, and you're going to look back a year from now and go, wow, I should have listened to Mitch. He told me to get a Gretzky. I knew it was an investment I had to make, but I didn't save money. I didn't listen to tip number 5 to be able to deploy tip number 4. So that is number 4. Again, Jagr, Gretzky. There are other players. We did an episode. Bird did a great job. Him and Mike DiStefano. Check out Mike's channel as well. He's going to be covering a lot of hockey. So if you're into hockey cards, we're going to be doing as much as we can. I hope you liked the last couple ones we've been doing. But again, I think the window is beginning to close on certain players. Gretzky's one of them. Golden opportunity number 3, that is going to be grading mint, especially for Canadians. Being able to grade your cards, not only fast and easy with a reputable company, at least here in Canada, pretty well known, that is going to be Mint, so MNT Grading. From what I've seen, I have a couple cards, and I just sent off a package a couple days ago, so that's going to be interesting to see. But Mint, they do subgrading, they grade tough. Here in Canada, I believe that if you own Pokemon and hockey, it may be worth grading Mint, especially over PSA. And I do understand you're going to lose some value because compared to PSA, Mint isn't there 100%. And in fact, I have a stack of cards that I only want to grade PSA. But when you look at the time and the amount of dollars you have to put into it, there's a big difference. So I think, in my opinion, hockey is going to be a great move to grade Mint. And by the way, if you haven't seen Mint, I think their stuff's awesome. It looks great. They definitely grade tough. And I don't know, I'm looking forward to one of my first submissions that I've done by myself. I own a couple of basketball cards and baseball cards Mint, so we'll see what happens. But I think this is the time if you want to grade Mint. They have 30-day services for if you do about 25 cards or more. You can grade your cards for around $18. That's after taxes and all that. So just think about Mint, check out their website, see what you can come up with, especially for Canadians. I think it's going to be a golden opportunity for you. So golden opportunity number 2, I talked about one of these cards specifically. This is going to be the Shaq and Kobe era. Let's face it, Shaq is the king when it comes to being the big guy in the NBA. I was looking at his stats recently, and this guy was legit. It's only until you look back on a lot of these players and cards that you really notice how effective they were. I mean, just thinking about Shaquille O'Neal now, how big of a celebrity he is. People love him. I love Shaq. I think a lot of people do. I don't understand how you could really hate Shaq. But anyways, I think Shaquille O'Neal is still undervalued in the long run. I don't know how much he'll go up in the short term, but him and Kobe Bryant. So obviously they played together with the Lakers. They had a pretty good duo. They won championships. And I think they're both undervalued. They really are. When we look back on cards, again, we're going to realize how good these two were, especially together. So that's going to be a golden opportunity you can take advantage of. So number 1, golden opportunity number 1. But this is my number 1 investment right now. Now, I've been able to sell almost all the cards that I picked up a year ago, except for Zion, because I love Zion and I collect them. Bird helped me get a jersey in the back, which is really cool. And you know what? Fernando Tatis Jr. I like this dude on so many levels. He is my number 1 golden opportunity for sports cards in 2021. So if you don't know, I did play baseball in the States years ago. I was a pitcher in Colorado, and then I also went to a university after that. Baseball is the one sport that I understand the most. And Tatis Jr. has checked off so many marks, in my opinion. He is fast. He can hit the ball. He can throw 90 plus miles an hour. He's got the swag. This guy does it all. I haven't seen too many players like him. I was literally buying Tatis Chrome cards for $10 shipped that I was able to grade, that I'm still waiting to get graded. And I'm not even looking to sell those cards for at least another year or two. So that's how I want to present this video. If you know anything about baseball and marketing at all, he is extremely marketable, but can also back it up with the talent. I just think he has so much to add. He's got a long way to go. But if you're going to put a bet on a player, why not put on Tatis? This guy is the most obvious investment opportunity, in my opinion. You could still get him relatively cheap. I would go for his PSA 10s, and I would probably plan to hold them long. That's at least what I'm doing. I'm having a hard time even moving him, even though after making 100% on his cards, I just really believe in the dude. Going to be the face of baseball in the future if he stays healthy. I'm going to say that again. He will become the face. He will become the number 1 player in the world in the next few years if he stays healthy. I just really believe in what he's going to do. In terms of potential, that's what I think he's going to do. And that's why he's my number 1 golden opportunity. So that's all we have for you. Let us know in the comments below, who do you think is a golden opportunity as an investment and as a player? So even if it's not a sports card, what else is out there that people should know about? Again, don't forget to check out @Red Cape Sports. That's going to be our Facebook group. There you can post and ask any questions about sports card collecting and investing. Don't forget, every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, check us out here at YouTube. Like, subscribe. That's going to be about it. Have fun, start saving money, start learning, and then deploy the rest.